All right, Benjamin, if you can hear me, the vice president said 2 days ago, that Nigeria's education budget has risen from 1.54 trillion naira in 2023 to 3.52 trillion naira in 2025. That's under President Tinubu. But the crisis on our hands is not one that money alone can solve. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, so like you said, the crisis in our hands is not something that money can. But I would like to, as a Nigerian, say something about what the vice president said. From the figures he mentioned, it is clear that we have increased the education budget from 1 point something trillion naira to 3 point something trillion naira. That's around 100% increase. But we don't all have to be economists, right, to understand that the total budget was also increased from around 20 point something trillion in 2023, all right, to around 55 trillion in 2025. So we cannot be paying attention to the figures, the increase for education budget, and not, correlate it with the increase of the general budget. What we should even be looking at beyond implementation is the percentage amount, right, that is going to education. That's what's going to show us if we are looking at education as priority or not. If we see the figure that was given, I'm going to come to that. The figure that was given in 2023 is actually 7.5% of the entire budget. And if you see the figure that was given for 2025, it's actually 6.4% of the entire budget. So are we increasing or decreasing? I just want to put that out there. Right, but truly, as you said, it's beyond finances, it's beyond money. The last time I was talking about something around this security situation, I asked that we know that as Nigerians, we have the funds to run all of these things, but do we have the heart to do it? So I think it's time for us to leave the era of bragging about what amount we are putting in the budget and start bragging about the implementation of those things that we have promised in the budget.
All right, so all right, what about measures? What measures should the federal government implement to secure these schools in remote and fringe areas, as highlighted by NLC's outrage?
Well, NLC's outrage is coming at a good time, and yes, I understand that the teachers, the youth corps members, and every other person that is around the education sector, they are affected by the insecurity issues that we're having across the country. The truth is, I am very sure the government is doing the best they can do, but it's just not enough. I would say that instead of us to pay so much attention on securing the school, I'm not saying we shouldn't secure the school. I'm just saying instead of paying so much attention in securing the school, we should take the fight, right, to the bandits, take it to the kidnappers, right? The government have the power, the government have all the strategies, the government have all the might to handle this. So it's beyond school, it's the entire society. If you take the fight to the bandits, then the schools will be secured. Not just securing the schools and leaving the environment.
So take the fight to the bandits, to secure the school. But then, in your point of view, how would the rampant, banditry and kidnappings deter the enrollment and learning in vulnerable schools across Nigeria? That if we are unable or incapacitated to take that fight to them?
Well, the points of the entire banditry, I mean, the meaning of Boko Haram, it's anti-education, right? They are fighting education. They don't want the idea of formal education. That's the point, right? So as a government or as Nigerians that we are, we understand that education is the foundation of everything we are in this country. So we must stand, to ensure that that goal which they have, as terrorists doesn't come to accomplishment. It doesn't come. So yes, what they are doing would definitely, affect the number of people who come to school who want to enroll, because that's their goal. They are trying to achieve a goal. But as a country, we also have a goal to ensure that every child is educated, right? So, like I said, we take the fight to them and ensure that their goal is not achieved and our goal is achieved. That's it.
Okay, now away from insecurity, Benjamin, what role can educators and school administrators play in mobilizing for the NLC's December 17 protest, to demand better child protection in schools?
Yeah, okay, so I like that you said away from insecurity. Okay, yes, so in my view, I know that protests in this country mostly are anti-government, right? People are always calling on the government to do one thing or the other. People are always going out there carrying placards to say, government, come to rescue, come, government, come. Like, these guys are actually humans like us, and they are citizens like us. I want a scenario where school administrators, school teachers, and even the NLC can design the protest in such a way that it begs for what we want to achieve rather than castigating the government. What I'm trying to say is the protest shouldn't be anti-government. It should be pro-education. So instead of us going out there and saying, hey, government, come to our rescue. Hey, government, ensure that schools are secure. We can actually say things like, we want education. Education is good for this. Education is good for that. Can we keep our schools open? We need the students to learn. We are in this and we want to end it. We want to stay in this. Education is our right and all of that. Like, if it's going to be a pro-education protest, you would end up not just talking to the government, you're talking to the entire society. So people are learning from what you're doing. People are saying that there is something important in this thing that you're doing, beyond, fighting the government or trying to ensure that the government feel your pressure. They know, they feel the pain, they understand it. You don't have to use protest to let them know. It's just for us to let the people know, the global community and even the local community understand that education is important for everything that we want to achieve as a country, and place it in the mindset of everybody around who would see this placard. A pro-education protest. That's what I think the school administrators should do come December 17.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Benjamin, for your time and for speaking on this.
Thank you.